Thank you, Mimi. Thanks, team.
Close the cabinet. Yeah.
So beautiful. Such a beautiful cover. It really is. Let's put the breastplate on it. No, are we gonna?
Done.
Here.
I'm afraid I'm gonna get through all of my copies today. That's more than 3 people.
Okay, you want to put the yad on?
The Yad Kazakah. Gray sheet. And then we'll lift it up.
Does it matter which side the yad is on?
It's always on the gray sheet side, unless it's done wrong. Which I've seen it every time it's done wrong. Yeah, I think so. I think is that good?
Yeah, we don't want to. It's my funny. Yeah, it wasn't so funny.
You're good?
Yeah, my handle. Not beating on my
Thank you for your help.
No worries.
It is. It really is. what happened?
Well, davening is considered something legal prayer, like some instrument things, but then it's like we appreciate it. And then that one year, something really I was thrilled about it.
No, I just found out, I got a letter from him, that he had sent to the campus assembly, and he mentioned it in there.
We're gonna flip chairs today. does everybody else have? You know what I mean?
How are the rabbis doing?
Great. Get ready. Get ready for
We find out the streets.
That's what I'm playing.
That may have been it. That may have been it.
I got a lot of friends coming tomorrow. There's no day 1 and day 2. Tomorrow's full house. Not tonight. I think just tomorrow.
I'm kidding.
Like, if I see tomorrow, I'm like,
I'm kidding. I would start now.
2 minutes. People are piling in. I know, Jeff and I on the way here, Jeff's like, I overeat. Me too, that's like what you do, because you think people coming around.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If you'll take your seats, please. We need to start on time. Kol Nidrei needs to be done before nighttime. We're holding court. Court will be in session very shortly, so we need to start. So for the men and women, I should say, that wear a tallit, folks, if I could have your attention, please. Because of the solemnity of the night, the holiness of the occasion, we wear a tallit. Generally, a tallit is a daytime activity because it has to do with seeing the tzitzit, to observe the commandments. So we usually don't wear one at night. But tonight, being so special, as I mentioned, we put on our tzitzit, and then we need to say the blessing as well, which is on page 392. For those of you who have not, I'm going to take mine off. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'tatef b'tzitzit. So we're going to start off with the Ashrei, since it's still very late afternoon, not quite nighttime yet. We're going to do an Ashrei and then a Mourner's Kaddish. So please turn to page 360. And this is done silently.
Ashrei shavitach l'chasela, Ashrei shakadosh Ashrei l'hapkilah David. Zeh Rabbi Chayavi,
So those of you saying Mourner's Kaddish, observing your site, please turn to page 346. I'll give you a second to get that. Please rise. For those of you who are saying the Mourner's Kaddish, 346. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah v'yalmad divra kerutei v'yamlik malchutei b'chaye chon u'vyomei chon u'v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'yamru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam u'mei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'av v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadav v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei d'kucha barichu La'ela, la'ela, miko birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiram v'yalma v'yamru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. Oseh shalom v'ramav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. You may be seated. Now we turn to page 392. And we're going to read responsively. How can we enter? On this sacred night, O Lord, we have entered your house, we who are unworthy to enter.
Or who may sojourn in your sanctuary, who may dwell upon your holy mountain.
They who walk before you in innocence and integrity, who act with perfect righteousness and speak the truth even in their hearts.
How then dare we enter your house, O Lord, knowing that our failings are so many?
We come strengthened by the assuring promise, the Lord is near to all who call upon the Lord in truth.
Cleanse us of our self-righteousness.
Teach us to speak to you in humility and in truth, and teach us, O Lord, to listen.
Before we begin the Kol Nidrei service, it is an appropriate time for us to not only consider the fact that we're here asking God for forgiveness, because it is something that we are certainly going to be doing for the next 24 hours or so. I want to, first of all, remind us, though, that we may have, by accident, or in some cases on purpose, we may have hurt each other this year. And before we ask God to forgive us, I think it's appropriate for us to ask each other as well. And as a leader in the community, I ask that God forgive the community for certain things that we do, and sometimes we don't realize we're doing. For instance, people complaining about trivial things. I see so many people from time to time complaining about things that are so trivial. And I hear people who are dealing with tsuris, real tsuris, losses of illness, who are silent. People who are going through true troubles, I hear them saying nothing, while I hear some of us complaining about the smallest things. And so for them, I ask God to forgive us. For those of you in my congregation, in our congregation, I have neglected some of you this year. I've let you down. I'm human. I haven't had the greatest year either, but next year will be better, I'm sure. And for that, for any of you that I may have missed a phone call to or a visit or whatever, I ask you to please forgive me. And to this community that maybe I let down because maybe I let slip through a little bit more anti-Semitism than we should have. For those of you who may have called on me and asked me to stand up against anti-Semitism, I say, I'm sorry. I've tried the best I can, and I still continue to do so. But then I look around and I see Jews who don't respect other Jews. Jews who don't respect people because we come from different backgrounds: conservative, Orthodox, Reform, Reconstructionist, Universalist, non-observant, whatever. Jews who don't respect each other because my way ain't your way. For those people, I ask God to forgive us, because the world is never going to stop hating us until we stop hating ourselves. It's time for us to not only stand and say I'm sorry for what I've done specifically to you sitting here today, but it's time for us to stop and say I'm sorry because these people, the people we are, have been hurting each other. And we need to stop that now. I care about Jews who care about Jews. And that is what matters. And so as we begin our service this evening, I ask you to stand and greet the person next to you and say whatever you wish to say. I'm not telling you to say I'm sorry, but I hope that's what you may wish to say. Yeah, so we have to get
Wow, you guys still saying you're sorry? Wow. I'm sorry. You're still saying you're sorry. No, that's okay. I'm thrilled about that. We're about to open the Ark. It's going to be open for a little while. I'll say it now. You know who you are. If you can't stand up for that length of time, of course, don't. You know, you're not supposed to harm yourselves. Same thing with fasting. I have to admit it, this is my first year. I got to take Plavix. So can't skip that one. So of course, if you can't fast, you're going to become ill by it. You know, just don't feast. Just have a little bit of whatever you need to do. So we're about to open the Ark. Mr. Ritual Chair. The Ark is open. Please rise. As long as the Ark is open, we're supposed to be up. Page 397. The Chazan will begin with Or Zarua. Okay. Number one, Torah holders.
Or zaru ala tzadik, ol yisharei lev simcha. 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 Or zaru ala tzadik, ol yisharei lev simcha.
Page 398.
B'shiv Hashem alav, u'b'shiv Hashem ata, al da'at hamakom ve'al da'at hakal, anu matirin להתפלל עם הבריינים. V'shiv Hashem alav, v'shiv Hashem ata, al da'at hamakom ve'al da'at hakal, anu matirin להתפלל עם הבריינים. B'shiv Hashem alav, u'b'shiv Hashem ata, al da'at hamakom ve'al da'at hakahal, anu matirin להתפלל עם הבריינים. Oy, 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 oy. Kol Nidrei v'Yisarei v'Choramei v'Cholamei v'Chinuyei v'Kinosei U'Shavut Din Darna Yacharim na v'darna am nafshatana miyom kippurim an yom kippurim Abaleinu mitova kulhom icharatna
nabehon, kon, yon sharon, yon sharon, Shavitin, B'Tehilim U'V'Talin, La Sharirin, V'la Kayamin, Nidrana, Sarana la sare no shvatana la shvot.
As they exchange the Torahs, please turn to page 394. And we'll do the prayer, Ribono Shalom, responsively. Page 394. Ribono Shalom, I hereby forgive whoever has hurt me and whoever has done me any wrong, whether deliberately or accidentally, whether by word or by deed. May no one be punished on my account. May it be your will, O Lord my God and God of my ancestors, that I sin no more, that I never revert to my old ways, and you any more with my actions, and that I not do that which is evil in your sight. And everybody, wipe away my sins with your great compassion, rather than through sickness or suffering. May these words of my mouth and the prayers that are in my heart be acceptable before you, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Once again, Kol Nidrei on page 398.
Kol Nidrei v'yasarei v'charamei v'kanamei v'chinuyei v'kinusei v'shevuot dimedana nudishtabana Yacharimna, Yacharimna, V'dyasarna, Al-Nafshatana, Miyom Kippurim Ad Yom Kippurim Haba Aleinu Letova Kolom Nicharatna B'hon Yon Sharon Shevitin B'Tehilim U'V'Talin La Sharirin V'la Kayamin Nidrana la Nidrei V'Sarana la Sarei U'Shvatana la Shavuot
Now, if you turn to page 395, we'll do a responsive reading at the top of the page. Eternal God, source of hope in every generation, source of strength to those who seek you, grant us, we pray, a clearer vision of your truth, a greater faith in your redeeming power, and a more confident assurance of your sustaining love. When insight falters, let loyalty stand firm. When courage wavers, let conviction remain steadfast. When faith is weak, let love prevail. Speak to us again with the still small voice of your Spirit, and purify our hearts to serve you in truth. Once again, call Nidrei, page 398.
Kol Nidrei v'yasarei v'charamei v'kanamei v'kinoyei v'kinosei u'shavut v'nedarna Habana, Odi Yacharimna, Odi Yacharimna, Viadi Yasarna, Al-Nafshatana, Miyom Kippurim Ad Yom Kippurim Haba Aleinu Letova Ulhon Icharatna v'hon kol Yehon Sharon Shavitin B'teilin M'butalin Sharirin V'lakayamin Nidrana Nidrei V'sarana La Esarei Shuatana La Shavuot.
Page 400, feel free to sing along with the Chazan. Some verses he does several times, some once. You'll follow along.
V'nislach l'chol adat b'nei Yisrael v'lager hagar b'tocham hilchol am bishkaga v'nislach l'chol adat b'nei Yisrael v'lager hagar b'tocham לכל העם בשגגה, ונסלח לכל הדר בני ישראל, ולגר הגר בתוכם, כי לכל העם בשגגה. סלח נא לעוון היום הזה, כי גודל חסדך, וכאשר נסעת לעם הזה ממצרים ויד הנה, ושם נאמר, ויאמר אדוני סלחתי כי ברכה, ויאמר אדוני סלחתי כי ברכה, ויאמר אדוני סלחתי כי ברכה, כי ברכה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. אמן.
You know, aren't we lucky to have a Yom Kippur? A clean slate. Although if we keep doing the same things over and over again, I think God will mind to say, you know, hey, come on, it's enough of that. But just think about that, how many people we might know that might not speak to somebody else, and they don't start off with a clean slate. Can you imagine everybody that you know that doesn't speak to somebody, say, Yom Kippur, gonna be friends again. Well, you don't have to be friends, but at least start talking. That's the beginning. When we think of Yom Kippur, we think of, oh, Yom Kippur, we gotta fast, gotta pray all day. What a burden, arduous process. But we're very lucky to have this day. You may be seated. On page 402, we'll do a responsive reading. All vows, promises, and commitments made in your presence, may we be given the strength to keep them. Our vows to ourselves, commitments to self-discipline, may we take our own lives seriously enough to heed them. Our resolves in the way we eat and drink, the way we work and rest, the way we regulate our lives. Commitments made to loved ones and friends, pledges made to worthwhile causes. Help us to become as compassionate and generous as we sought to be at those noble moments. The promises we made, we meant them when we made them. Distractions were many, wills were weak. May we be strong enough. Promises made in the synagogue by young people who glimpsed what life as Jews might hold in store for them. May devotion and idealism be with them all their days. Our marriage vows may they endure through dark days and through dull days. Though fatigue and through frustration, may our love prove strong. Oh God, we meant the promises we made to you, to each other, and to ourselves, even as we mean the vows we silently make tonight. Reach up towards you. And everyone, all worthy vows and commitments which we make from this Yom Kippur until the next, may we be faithful enough and firm enough to keep them. Now I'd like to call up Adele Luboski, our president.
Shana Tova. I want to wish everyone a happy new year and an easy fast. I am thankful we're all here again together to celebrate another new year. One that I hope brings us all good health, much happiness, peace in the world, and personal prosperity. In Malcolm Gladwell's book, Outliners, he relays the story of the successful corporate lawyer, Joe Flom. Flom was an overweight Jewish kid from Brooklyn, the son of immigrants who worked in the garment industry. The Floms were, as Gladwell puts it, desperately poor. So how did Flom, who never graduated college and was passed over for a job by all of the largest New York law firms, become one of the lawyers of the century? He broke from tradition. Flom took on the type of legal work that no one else was doing, became great at it, and when the rest of the legal world suddenly realized that the needs of big businesses had changed, Joe Flom was ahead of them, having become the standard bearer. This year has been a change for Temple Ner Tamid. We've brought different formats to the service, the Shulchan with the Torah to the congregation, different melodies, and through all of the changes, we've retained that wonderful sense of community. We continue to be in awe of Rabbi Perlman and are so delighted to have Rabbi Bernie as our associate rabbi. Our rabbis work together so well. As a matter of fact, just watch them during services, and you can see respect and admiration in their faces. Through these changes, Temple Ner Tamid has grown stronger. It is wonderful to see so many new members and their guests, members, many new faces and many returning faces. Welcome to all. If you recall, last year, I attempted to sing about our future, our children. We took a chance and broke from the traditional religious school model, and the success is more than I could have dreamed of. We had an amazing first year and have started our year 2 on the right foot as our school continues to grow. I look forward to the first-class service on Friday, November 15th. A special Todah Rabbah to our staff. Families share how much they enjoy coming to our school. We invite families with preschoolers to our open school programs. Our next program will be on October 17th from 10 to 11:30. More information will be coming. Our high school program is also growing, and we have several field trips planned for this year. New this year, Rabbi Perlman instituted a pre-bar bat mitzvah class on Saturday mornings before our regular service. Students then lead parts of the service. During Rosh Hashanah, watching the children as Dr. Newton blew the shofar was just awesome. Thank you again for having confidence in our decision to bring back our school and for your support. There's so much life at Temple Ner Tamid. Daily minyanim, Shabbat services, adult education, and social action projects are just a few. Children are involved in youth programs, and you answered the call as we celebrated our 60th anniversary last spring. That weekend was one I will never forget. So many folks helped with arrangements, with cooking and preparing, with spreading the word, attending an unbelievable concert, and supporting us financially. It was one of our most successful fundraisers, and that's because of all of you. Inviting young families has been a focus this year. We had a successful grill and chill this summer. We're planning on a second Young Families event on Friday, December 6th. This Shabbat program is a skip the service Shabbat with dinner and oneg songs and Shabbat-themed activities. The membership continues to spread the word about Temple Ner Tamid. This year we have many new members and families joining us. We welcome Marilyn Mel Lemichaux, Howard Taub, Ken Coburn, Chris and Jody Hara, Carolyn Sam Denbo, the Bruner family, the Barish family, Ed Schlossberg, the Harold family, the Horowitz family, the Kaplan family, the Karus family, Alyssa and Mike Cashel, the True Heart Ross family, the Swartz family, and Louise and David Mendelson. Adult education continue with some very interesting speakers and topics as well as zip, Zumba, Israeli dancing, and Pilates. Our Social Action Committee made such a difference in the lives of so many as members continue to prepare and serve dinner monthly at Haven from Hunger, twice a year participate in Family Promise, visit hospitals and nursing homes before the holidays, provide winter coats, school supplies, toys, and food for those in need. All of us wish Elliot continued good health and look forward to his management expertise as we prepare meals at Haven. Our house is in tip-top shape, thanks to John Dunn and his committee, with a special shout out to Oswaldo Herrera. The front of our building is magnificent. Ed Gustat was our #1 person, as he was on site many hours as both the large window, the small windows, and the door were installed. A huge thanks to Eric Richmond, our tech guy, for bringing us into the 21st century. I recently received a text from a congregant thanking everyone that helped to get the services online. This was such a mitzvah, as some of our congregants are unable to physically attend services. As we think about 5780, perhaps you can commit to attending at least one evening minyan monthly. Congregants rally when there is a request for a minyan. It's always best to request a minyan to ensure that there are enough. And remember to pay it back by attending an evening minyan or two. A special shout out to Leni and Mike DeMule for once again making our silver shine brightly, and to Alan Teitelbaum for orchestrating the honors. There are so many others to thank, so many Joe Flams who had the foresight to do the jobs that others shied away from, to try something different, to contribute to the success of Temple Ner Tamid. Volunteers keep us going. Our temple offers a warm community where you make friends, engage in fun and educational activities, share Shabbat and holidays, and perform acts of kindness. Our professionals do so much behind the scene. Rabbi Perlman, you continue to amaze me. I've learned these past years that you are passionate about so many things. Besides our mutual love for the Red Sox, I know how deeply you feel about our community, not only the Ner Tamid community, but also the greater Peabody community. I listened as Peabody clergy and Peabody officials praise you as you are a model for everyone. You invited your brothers to our house during the 60th anniversary, and believe me when I say how touched we were as you and your brothers led us in prayer that weekend. You often talk about the bond you have with Cantor Josh, Cantor Manny, and Rabbi Eli. We felt that closeness, and I feel the Perlman brothers will always be a part of TNT. Rabbi Bernie, you are no stranger to the Peabody community. In the short time you have been our associate rabbi, I have felt the excitement in this shul. Your constant smile brings a warm feeling to our temple. The way you and Rabbi Perlman lead services together is seamless. It is as if you've been together for years. In education, we say that co-teaching is like a long relationship. There are many stages: dating, engagement, and marriage. If I were to describe the co-rabbiing, I would say our two rabbis skip the dating and engagement and are deeply committed to this marriage. Many thanks to Beth Hoffman and Linda Swears, and of course the executive board and the temple board. You are also dedicated to the welfare of our temple. Although, I think I heard Eric ask when he will be moved off the immediate past president list. Biblical scholars have often complained that the word chesed is difficult to translate into English because it really has no precise equivalent meaning. The word can be translated as loving kindness, to convey the deep love that animates Jewish acts of kindness done without thought of reward. The Bible has numerous examples of chesed, such as Abraham and Sarah welcoming 3 strangers to their tent in the heat of the day, Abraham's servant's prayer for a wife for Isaac, answered by Rebekah, who offers water to him and to his camels, and Ruth, who shows loyalty and kindness to Naomi, adopting her religion and peoplehood after Naomi has experienced great loss. The rabbinic tradition enacted many laws to formalize our commitment to kindness, making chesed one of the 3 central pillars of Jewish life. The world rests on 3 things: on Torah, on service of God, and in deeds of kindness. I came across an article with this explanation of the word chesed. Miles Coverdale, a biblical translator in the 1400s, invented the word loving kindness and used it 23 times when translating the word chesed in the Psalms in reference to God's love for his people Israel. So let's think of chesed as kindness. In the rabbinic text we read daily, Rabbi Elazar quoted this verse from Micah: "You have been told what is good and what Adonai requires of you, to act justly, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God." To love kindness means to let our actions be guided by the principles of loving kindness. Our rabbis taught that deeds of loving kindness are superior to charity. Charity can be accomplished only with money. Deeds of loving kindness can be accomplished through personal involvement as well as money. Deeds of loving kindness can be done for both rich and poor. Deeds of loving kindness apply to both the living and the dead. The Torah begins with deeds of loving kindness and ends with deeds of loving kindness. In the beginning, Adonai made for Adam and his wife garments of skins and clothed them. In the end, God buried Moses in the valley of the land of Moab. So how can we practice chesed this year? Sometimes having a major event, good or not so good, happen to you causes you to stop and smell the roses. It's been a difficult year for my family. However, through it all, I knew the chesed, the loving kindness of the Temple Ner Tamid community would get us through these times. And I believe that your kindness and the kindness of God made a remarkable difference. How fitting it was last April as I completed my radiation treatments on the day of my mother's first yahrzeit. She taught me to look at the glass as half full and never half empty. She was that half full glass as I dealt with my health scare and with Mark's. Your kind words and concerns made every day a better one. As a wise person once shared with me, I never had a bad day. And my friends, that is thanks to all of you and your loving kindness. Let's all endeavor to do more of it in the year ahead. We come to synagogue on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur so that we can reflect on the past year and the future. We think about how we could have done things better or differently. Perhaps we think about things we didn't do but should have done, or things we did but should not have done. Our lives are so busy, and this is one of the few chances we have to stop, or at least slow down, and listen to what is in our hearts. As you entered Founders Hall this evening, you received an envelope. Fiscal stability is key to a strong TNT future. Did you know that only 45 to 50% of monies we collect from dues contribute to the upkeep of the building, the electricity, the air conditioning, the heat, and salaries? Clearly, we depend on your generous donations throughout the year to help sustain us. Besides our major fundraiser, our Yom Kippur appeal is second. I challenge you to donate to the Yom Kippur appeal in an amount that is meaningful to you and your family, so that we can not only sustain this community, but, like Joe Flom, make TNT a leader for years to come. Your donations go toward providing a warm, nurturing environment for all of us. I challenge you to find that chesed in your heart. I'd like to wish everyone a Gamat Chatima Tova. May you all be sealed in the book of life. My family and I wish for all of you a year of sweetness, health, and meaning. So you all have an envelope. If you didn't get your envelope, they're outside in Founders Hall. If you don't have an envelope, there are some blank pledge cards out there, so feel free to take one and send it back during the week. And the ushers, Alan, will be collecting them, so you can just move it towards the center. Shana Tova.
While they're collecting your envelopes, I just want to let you all know, Rabbi Bernie mentioned earlier that the fast could be very difficult for people. Some people are not even permitted to fast for Yom Kippur, and as we say, then don't fast, but don't feast. For those of you that want a meditation for those who cannot fast, I put some copies out over by the envelopes that you picked up with your tzedakah cards. Very appropriate. If you cannot fast, you might want to consider moving that number over a little bit. But take these home with you and could help you with your fast, and understand that certainly God does appreciate all of us, whether we're fasting or not, as long as we do it from our heart. And then just one other little reminder that you are in God's home. He would appreciate it very much if you would silence your cell phones.
So now we actually begin our evening service. Just like on a Friday night, we have a Kabbalah Shabbat service first, and then we get into the Baruch Hu. Those of you who go for weeknights, you know that the service pretty much starts with Baruch Hu. So now it's nighttime. Yom Kippur has begun. Please rise for the Baruch Hu on page 408. May be seated. Continue silently on page 408 to the bottom.
Umavir yom maybe laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzebaot shema, El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu, le'olam v'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Hamarim Aravi. Ki heim chayenu ve'yorech yameinu v'bahem nagei yamav v'layla v'yavatcha tasim imenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam V'ed.
We read together tonight, not chanting. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ela asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinan tam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shitecha b'veitecha v'lechtecha b'derech v'shachpacha v'kumecha Shatam liot al yadecha, kahayu letotafot beineinecha, uketabtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha. Page 414 is read silently.
The man
And we read together the Vayomer on page 416. Vayomer Adonai El Moshe Lemor, Daber El Bnei Yisrael V'amarta Aleihem V'asu Lahem Tzitzit Al Kanfei V'dehem L'dortam V'natnu Al Tzitzit Hakana Fatil Techelet V'haya Lachem L'Tzitzit Oritem Oto Uzchatem Et Kol Mitzvot Adonai V'asitem Otam V'lo Taturu Acharei Levavchem V'acharei Einechem Asher Atem Zonim Achareihem Laman Tizkaru V'asitem Et Kol Mitzvotai V'tem Kedoshim L'Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai Elohechem emet.
V'yamenu kozav v'kerem leim k'yonel leim zoltol nafshu sobal.
U'malchut bratzon kiblu aleihem Moshe b'nei Yisrael lechanu shira b'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam mi chamocha boilim Adonai mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh nora tehilot Malchutecha rabu banecha v'okayam lifnei Moshe zeili anu ve'yameru Adonai imloch le'olam v'ed v'nemar kibarei et Yaakov Ugalom miyad chazak mimenu baruch ata Adonai Gal Yisrael.
Amen. The Chazan will now chant the Hashkivenu on page 420.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom Shalom Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom L'shalom V'hamideinu Malkeinu L'chaim L'chaim Ufros aleinu sukat shalom becha V'takneinu b'yetza tova V'takneinu b'yetza tova Milfanecha V'hoshienu Leman Shemecha Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom L'shalom V'hagein b'adeinu V'aseh me'yaleinu Oyev Deber v'cherev v'rov V'yagol V'yaser satom v'faneinu U'me'achareinu Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom L'shalom U'vetzel kinofecha Tasdireinu U'vetzel kinofecha Tasdireinu Ki el shomreinu U'matzileinu ata Ki el-melech hanun V'rachum
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom L'shalom Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom L'shalom Ushmor Tzeiteinu Uvaenu L'chaim U'L'shalom Me'ata ve'ad olam Ufros aleinu Sukat Shalom Echa Baruch Atah Adonai Haporei Sukat Shalom Aleinu Bi'al Kol Amo Yisrael Bi'al Yerushalayim.
Please rise for the Ki Vayom at the bottom of the page. Join in with the Chazan.
Ki vayom hazeh yichaper aleichem letaher etchem mikochoteichem lifnei Adonai titaru.
And in English, for on this day atonement shall be made for you to cleanse you. Of all your sins shall you be clean before the Lord.
Yitkadal yitkadash shemei Rabbah Yamad yivrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayerich al Beit Yisrael Bagalav isman kariv imaru Amen Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam Olam yomaya Yibarach v'yishtabach v'yibar v'yiromam v'yitnasei v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha v'richu v'yelal mikol b'chata b'shirata tush b'chata b'nechamata damiram yama v'imru amen.
Please remain standing for the silent Amidah, page 424 through page 440, and then you may be seated. Those of you who are not done, please continue. The rest of us, please turn to page 445, and we'll read responsibly. On this night of atonement, grant us, O God, a sense of your presence as we call upon your name. Speak your hopeful message to each yearning heart, and answer the worthy petitions of each searching soul. Purify and strengthen our noble strivings, and cleanse us of all our unworthy desires. Help us to be loyal to the heritage we share, and draw us near to Torah and wisdom in faith. Bless us with hopes to uplift our daily lives, and keep steadfast our courage and our resolve at all times. On this night of atonement, help us, O God, to be worthy of your presence as we call upon your name. The ark is going to be open, page 446. You all know what to do. So the rabbi's going to do the first 6 lines on page 446 and the bottom 6 lines.
יעלה תחנוננו מערב, ויבוא שבותנו מבוקר, ויראה עינוננו עד ערב. יעלה קולנו מערב, ויבוא צדקתנו מבוקר, ויראה ביטולנו עד ערב. יעלה יעלה דווקנו מערב, ויבוא גילנו מבוקר, ויראה בקשתנו עד ערב. יעלה אנקתנו מערב, ויבוא אליך מבוקר, ויראה אלינו עד ערב.
seated. Let's read together on the bottom of page 449, together the whole paragraph. The soul is yours, the body is your creation. Have compassion on your handiwork. The soul is yours, the body is yours. Forgive us, Lord, for the sake of your name. We have come trusting in you. Lord, deal kindly for your name's sake. Gracious and compassionate God, forgive us, for numerous are our sins. Top of page 450 in Hebrew.
כי הנך חומר ביד היוצר, ברצותו מרחיב וברצותו מקצר, כן אנחנו בידך חסד נוצר, לברית הבית, לברית הבית, ואל תפן ליצר. כי הנך אבן ביד המסתת, ברצותו אוחז וברצותו מחתת, כן אנחנו בידך מחיה וממוטט, לברית הבית, לברית הבית, ואל תפן ליצר.
And on the opposite page, as clay in the hand of the potter who thickens or thins it at will, so are we in your hand, O God of love. Recall your covenant, forgive our sin.
As stone in the hand of the mason, who preserves or breaks it at will, so are we in your hand, O God of life. Recall your covenant, forgive our sin.
As iron in the hand of the artisan who forges or rejects it at will, so are we in your hand, O God who saves. Recall your covenant, forgive our sin.
As glass in the hand of the blower, who shapes or merits at will, so are we in your hand, O gracious God. Recall your covenant, forgive our sin.
As cloth in the hand of the draper, who drapes or twists it at will, so are we in your hand, O righteous God. Recall your covenant, forgive our sin. In the hand of the smelter, who alloys or refines it at will, so are we in your hand, O healing God. Recall your covenant, forgive our sin.
הנך ראיה ביד הרוקם, ברצותו מיישר וברצותו מעקם, כן אנחנו בידך אל קונה ונוקם, לברית הבית, לברית הבית, ואל תפן ליצר. הנך כסף ביד הצורף, ברצותו משגג וברצותו מצרף, כן אנחנו בידך ממצא למזור טרף, לברית הבית, לברית הבית, ואל תפן ליצר.
On page 453, we read responsively, who has ever lived who did not sin? Is there any mortal untainted by iniquity? No one is free of all transgression.
All therefore stand in need of God's forgiveness.
Our ancestors sinned at the very foot of Sinai, where the command of God had just been proclaimed. Though they had pledged, we will do, we will obey, soon broke their promise. Faithlessly, they broke the commandments of the Lord. They fashioned and worshipped a calf of gold.
I wonder then was God's compassion, for God did not destroy the rebellious people.
Subduing the divine wrath, God forgave our ancestors, revealing the 13 aspects of divine mercy.
Now we, O Lord, come before you in contrition, recalling those same attributes of your compassion.
As you had mercy upon our ancestors, have mercy also upon us, we pray. For we, O God, have also sinned. We too forsake and break our pledge. We too worship and work of our own hands. We too make of gold and calf. We too cast off the Torah's yoke. Show compassion, O Lord. Forgive our sins, for we, like our ancestors, need your pardon. Page 454.
El horeita lanu lemomar shalosh esrei, zichar lanu hayom berit shlosh esrei, kemo shehodata la'anav mikedem kemo shechatuv, Vayered Adonai b'Anan, Vayitgatsev Mosham, Vayikra b'Shem Adonai.
Please rise.
Vayavor Adonai al panav Vayikra Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum v'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed V'Yemet, Notech Chesed L'Rafim, Nasei Avon Rafesha, V'Chatava V'Nakeh, V'Salach Talmondeinu, Chalteinu, Unechaltanu, Slach Lanu,
Avinu ki chatanu, Michalanu, Malkeinu, ki fashanu, ki ata Adonai, tov v'salah, ki ata Adonai, tov v'salah, v'rav chesed, l'chol korecha, v'rav chesed, l'chol korecha. You may be seated. Page 456.
Rachem aleinu v'yal tashkiteinu kema shechatu ki arachum Adonai Elohecha lo yartecha v'lo yishachtecha v'lo yashchach et berita havatecha asher nishva lahem v'ol et levaveinu li'ava u'li'yara et shemecha kakatu b'toratecha u'mal Adonai Elohecha et levavecha v'et levav zarecha li'ava et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha leman chayecha kabehei tznichei kama shekatuv im yeh nidachecha b'chadsei hashamayim v'sham yikbetzecha Adonai Elohecha v'misham yikachecha imatzei lanu b'kvakoshoteinu kama shekatuv uhu v'koshtamim m'shem Adonai Elohecha u'matzata ki tirshenu b'chol ruacha u'b'chol nafshecha kapercha totenu b'yom hazeh v'tareinu kama shekatuv ki v'yom hazeh yichaper aleichem l'taherchem mikol chatoteihem lifnei Adonai titaru. So before I ask you to stand up and say, I'm sorry to all the people standing next to you or sitting next to you, now I want you to stand up and greet them and say hello to them. Take a moment to do so. To greet the people, now that you've apologized to them, it's nice to stand and say hello to the people that you've apologized to. Okay, enough schmoozing. Did you enjoy that? They loved it so much they don't want to sit down. Enough with the schmooze. We can take our seats, please. As they say, you may be seated.
Here?
So, my friends, as we gather here tonight on this cold Nidrei evening, I look at my watch, and I know 4 years ago I broke a cell phone. That ain't going to happen tonight. I'm not going to break this. But I have an app on this watch. And believe it or not, and I know many of you know this, it monitors my heart rate. When my heart rate gets elevated, it buzzes on my wrist to remind me to breathe for 60 seconds. Now, you know what? That really stresses me out. We live in an incredibly busy world. The pace of life is often frantic. Our minds are always busy, and we're always doing something. When was the last time we did nothing? No emailing, no texting, no internet, no TV, no talking, no eating, no reading, no nothing. I mean nothing. Now answer this. What is the most valuable and most precious resource that each of us has? It is our mind. It's our mind. We rely upon our mind to be happy, to be content, to be emotionally stable as individuals. And at the same time, our mind reminds us to be kind and thoughtful and considerate in our relationships with others. We also use our mind to be focused, creative, spontaneous, and to perform at our very best at everything that we do. On the other hand, we also spend our minds on maintaining our things and on our bodies, our looks, and our hair. Yeah, okay. Not in my case, but all of this causes stress. The mind is like a washing machine. During the spin cycle, going round and round and round, faster and faster, it's full of difficult, confusing emotions. We do not really know how to deal with all of it. We become so distracted when the narishkeit, the foolishness, and the irrelevance, that we miss out on things that are most important to us. We all assume that this is how the world works today. The thing is, nobody is truly happy or can honestly say they have found fulfillment in their lives. So right now, we're going to do something quite strange. What else is new? I want you to sit quietly for 30 seconds. And I want you to do nothing but breathe. As we do this, I want you to remember the definition of sanctuary. A safe place, a place that gives us spiritual and emotional shelter against all the storms. And while we sit quietly, I want you to focus only on breathing. Because in Hebrew, we call that kind of deep breathing neshama amukah. Notice the word for breath and the word for soul is the same, neshama. On Yom Kippur and the high holidays, well, they're all about focusing on our soul, giving us time to breathe. So let us focus on our breathing for the next 30 seconds. That was only 30 seconds. But didn't it feel like an eternity? As those 30 seconds ticked by, I'm sure that some of us started to become stressed because we wanted it to be over. Some of us we just can't stop. We can't stop working. We can't stop thinking about finances, politics, technology, health, and friendships. They all add to our stress in our lives. But why did doing nothing but breathing for 30 seconds affect so many of us this way? Well, here's a story. One day, the Malka Mavis, the angel of death, was walking through a city. A man stopped him and asked what he was planning to do there. The Malka Mavis said that he was going to take 1,000 people that day. The man became very sad. But the Malka Mavis reminded him that this is his job. I take people when their time is ready. Today, 1,000 people in this city will be taking their last breath and go to Olam Haba, the world to come. Later in the day, the Malka Mavis and the man ran into each other once again. And the man was furious with the Malka Mavis. He lashed out at him, accusing him of lying. This morning you told me you would only take 1,000 lives, and yet according to all the reports, over 7,000 people died today. That's 6,000 more than you said you would take. The man accused the Malka Mavis of both lying and being greedy. The Malka Mavis allowed the man to rant for some time, and then stopped him and said, "Don't get mad at me. I only took 1,000. The rest died on their own, not from me. I only took the ones who were ready. Those people, all other people, died prematurely due to their own stresses, their worries, and their anxiety." Yes, stress, worry, and anxiety are our silent assassins. They create blood clots. They can lead to heart disease. They can bring on heart attacks. They can bring on various different diseases like cancer and lung ailments, accidents, high blood pressure, ulcers, stomach problems, panic disorders, headaches, problems with the nervous system, sleep disorders, chronic depression, and yes, even suicide. Dr. Charles Mayo, one of the founders of the Mayo Clinic, said, "A person can worry himself or herself into bad health and even death, but you will never worry yourself into a longer life." Yes, stress, worry, and anxiety can kill us, but there's no such thing as a life without them. We cannot avoid them. There is only one solution. We have to live with them. And that is what I'm going to invite us all to do. From now on, I am not only speaking to you as your rabbi, I am now going to speak to you as your doctor. Of course, the reason I never became a doctor is because I can't stand the sight of blood, especially my own. But the thing is, something here that I'm allowed to play on the bima, right here on the pulpit, not in a hospital, but I can do it here because, well, that's what I do. It's my first prescription that I'm going to give to you. And it is very simple. You've heard this one before. It is the word no. Just say no. Now, in Judaism, no is a complete sentence. Remember all those thou shalt nots? Thou shalt not fight every battle. Thou shalt not do those things that you do not have to do. Thou shalt not work on the Shabbat. Wait, we'll come back to that in just a bit. The greatest example of saying no is in the Torah. That's why I can play doctor. It's in the story of Moshe and Yitro, Moses' father-in-law. He saw Moses sitting from morning to night, judging the people's questions and dealing with the disputes one at a time. Yitro goes up to Moses and says to him, "What is this thing that you're doing to the people? Why do you act alone while the people stand in line waiting to see you from morning till night? You're going to wear yourself out, and you're going to wear the people out as well." So Moshe tries to explain to Yitro that he's the only one qualified to judge the people, but Yitro wants none of it. As Moses' father-in-law, he wants to make sure that the man who's married to his daughter does not destroy himself. Yitro tells Moses that the task is too heavy for him and that there is no way he can do it alone. That is when Yitro establishes a system of lower courts to hear the smaller cases so Moses can deal only with the big stuff and say, "No, that is not for me. That is for those others to deal with on my behalf." Now, while this is the first time in recorded history that we find someone listening to an in-law, it resulted in Moses' stress, his worry and anxiety to get under control. It happened simply because Moses learned how to just say no. The second thing we must do is take care of ourselves. We read in Devarim, the final book of the 5 books of Moshe, V'nishmartem ma'od et nafshecha. Take care of yourself. Watch over your soul. Rabbi Levi Yitzchak of Berdichev once observed a man hurrying along the street, looking neither right nor left. "Why are you rushing so?" he asked him. "I'm pursuing my livelihood." The man replied, "Maybe your livelihood is behind you. Maybe you should have to slow down to find it." So many of us are rushing around all the time. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. We're always rushing from here to there. We schlep, we plan, we organize, we role model, we advocate, we cook, we clean. We have clocks everywhere, and they rule us. There are never enough hours in the day or days in the week or weeks in the month, and then it feels like we just broke the fast from last Yom Kippur. A mere 30 seconds of breathing is difficult. We need to stop. We need to slow down. Every single one of us needs to take care of ourselves so we can be here with those we love, for those who love us. It is like the oxygen mask that we are instructed to put on an airplane. Put it on before you take care of others. Yes, we must all make sure we can breathe, because if we cannot, we are useless to everyone else. Diet, exercise helps us to take care of our bodies, but what about the soul, the neshama? For the soul, Judaism gives us a Shabbat, a forced day of rest, a forced day to just breathe. We're commanded to unplug from the world and plug into our soul, our essence, the essence of our being. It is important to stop and think what separates free people from slaves. One of the most important things is that slaves never get a day off. To free ourselves, stress, worry, and anxiety, God gave us the mitzvah to take a day off so we can take care of our souls. So how do we do this? We come together to pray with others. While standing in silence, we practice whatever rituals we love. We read, we study Torah and the prophets. We look deeply into our souls. We get in touch with the essence of who we really are, not who someone else wants us to be. Breathe. Just breathe. The third and final thing is to be part of the Jewish community. And that is why we come here. We all belong here, and we support each other. And that is why it says in Pirkei Avot, in the sayings of our ancestors, that tradition offers the following: Aseh lecha rav, make for yourself a teacher. Ukneh lecha chaver, and get yourself a friend. It is teaching us that we require others in our lives, people who will be there for us when we need to refocus and to deal with our stresses and our worries, our anxieties, that we so easily allow ourselves to take over our very being. A student was visiting Rabbi Abraham Yehoshua Heschel of blessed memory. And in the middle of the visit, the great scholar of the Jewish thought got word that a friend's sister had just died. Heschel rose from his chair and said to his student, "We've got to go." They got in the car and drove all the way to Boston. And they went to the house. Heschel walked in, hugged his friend, and sat beside him on the couch for an hour. He did not say a single word, not one cliche. He didn't ask how old she was, he didn't say, time would heal you. He didn't say a word. He didn't even say, "I know how you feel." He said nothing. He sat there in silence for an hour and listened until his friend had nothing to say. Then the great rabbi rose, he hugged the man again, and left without saying a word. On the ride back, the student with the rabbi asked him, "Did you know her well? You know, the sister of your friend who died?" Rabbi Heschel responded, "I never met her." The student was puzzled. Then Rabbi Heschel said, "If I can ask," or I should say the student asked, if I can ask, why did we drive all the way to Boston to sit in silence on this man's sofa? And the great rabbi answered, because that is what he needed. We all sit with too many families during times of greatest stress in their lives, during the time of a loved one's death, waiting for test results, the outcome of a surgery. In every one of those instances, the strength to endure the stress, the worry and anxiety created by those life-altering moments come from friends and family, those of us that surround each other, those who bring food, those who bring comfort, those who bring a listening ear, those who bring a warm hug, those who bring a gentle empathy that only our closest friends know how to do, those who know when to talk, and those who know when to be silent. That is what our synagogue community does so well. Over my time here, I have come to admire so many things about you. But the thing I admire most is how you, the members of this beautiful congregation, come together for each other. Being a part of this community is one of the best ways to cope with stress, worry, anxiety. It is truly awe-inspiring for anyone who knows you. So, in review, there are 3 simple things we must do to cope with stress, with our worry and our anxiety. 1, say no. Set boundaries. 2, we must take care of ourselves, both our bodies and our souls. And 3, we must find community, because none of us can do this alone. They may be simple, but simple is often difficult. To prove this point, remember how hard it was to sit and breathe for 30 seconds? That proves that doing nothing but focusing on our breathing requires intention. It is work. The thing is, it is holy work. It is why God commanded that we should have a Shabbat once a week. To protect the point even further, or to prove the point even further, today we do not get distracted by food and drink or any other material things. All we're going to do is pray, study Torah and prophets, and breathe. Perhaps that is why Yom Kippur is called Shabbat Shabbaton, the Sabbath of all Sabbaths. Yes, sometimes, just like this Verstunkene app on my watch, as it does for me, we all have to be reminded to stop and breathe. In this new year, maybe I shouldn't click the dismiss button too often. Maybe you shouldn't either. Do not swipe it away when you have more time for it than you have now, because the clock is ticking. And if that stresses us out, remember, just breathe. Have an easy fast and a happy, healthy New Year. Gemar Chatima Tova.
So I notice some of you are still breathing with your eyes closed. You can open your eyes now. It's good to listen to the rabbi. We now open the Ark for Shema Kolenu, page 458.
Shema Kolenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Chus v'rachem aleinu v'kabel b'rachamim u'v'ratzon et tefilateinu.
Shema Kolenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Chus v'rachem aleinu v'kabel b'rachamim u'v'ratzon et tefilateinu.
Hashiveinu Adonai elecha v'nashuva, Chadesh yameinu kekedem.
Hashiveinu Adonai elecha v'nashuva, Chadesh yameinu kekedem.
Al tashlicheinu milfanecha, V'ruach kodshech al tikach mimenu.
Al tashlichenu milfanecha, v'ruach kodshecha, al tikach mimenu.
Al tashlichenu li'et zikna, kichlot chochenu al tazvenu.
Al tashlichenu li'et zikna, kichlot kochenu al tazvenu.
Al tazvenu Adonai Eloheinu, al tirchak mimenu.
Al tazvenu Adonai Eloheinu, al tirchak mimenu.
ולמען שמך הגדול תמחול ותסלח לעולמנו ככתוב בדברי קודשך למען שמך אדוני וסלחת לעווני כי רבו.
You may be seated. Now please join the Chazan on page 460.
Eloheinu v'lehevotenu selach lanu mechal lanu kaper lanu ki anu amecha v'yata Eloheinu anu ba'anecha v'yata abinu anu avadecha v'yata Adonenu anu kalatecha v'yata chelkeinu anu lachlatecha v'yata goralenu anu tzonecha v'yata roeinu anu charmecha v'yata nutreinu anu chulatecha v'yata yotzreinu anu rayatecha v'yata dodeinu anu segulatecha v'yata kroveinu anu amecha v'yata malkeinu anu mamirecha v'yata mamireinu anu azefani v'yata rachum b'chanun anu kashe yoreh v'yata eret apayim anu malei yavon v'yata malei rachamim anu yameinu katzel ober v'yata hu ushnotecha lo yitamu.
Page 461. We'll do that responsively. I'll do the first 3 lines. Our God and God of our ancestors, forgive us, pardon us, grant us atonement, for we are your people and you are our God.
We are your children and you are our parents.
We are your servants, you are our master.
We are your congregation and you are our heritage.
We are your possession and you are our destiny.
We are your flock and you are our shepherd.
We are your vineyard and you are our guardian.
We are your creatures and you are our creator.
We are your faithful and you are our beloved.
We are your treasure and you are our protector.
We are your subjects and you are our ruler.
We are your chosen ones and you are our chosen ones.
And together on the bottom, we are arrogant, but you are merciful. We are obstinate, but you are patient. We are laden with sin, but you abound in compassion. We are as a passing shadow, but you are eternal. So on page 462, the Chazan will start that first paragraph, then we'll stand up for our Shamnu. The Chazan will do our Shamnu and we repeat the Shamnu that he sings. And at the same time, we go like this to our hearts to hope that all those sins come out.
Eloheinu v'lavotenu tavo lefanecha tefilatenu v'al titala mitchinatenu she'ein anachnu azefanim ukashe yoreh lomar lefanecha Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu tzadikim anachnu v'lo chatanu aval anachnu chatanu. Ay, 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 Ashamnu,
Ashamnu,
Bagadnu,
Bagadnu,
Gazalnu,
Gazalnu,
Dibarnu Dofi,
Dibarnu Dofi,
Havinu,
Havinu,
Hirshanu,
Vihirshanu,
Zadnu,
Zadnu,
שקר.
טפלנו שקר.
איי, 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 יצנו רע.
יצנו רע.
כזבנו. לצנו. מרדנו. ניאצנו. שרנו. אבינו. פשענו. שרנו. קישינו עורף. איי, 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 רשענו. שיחתנו. תיעבנו. טעינו. תיתנו. על מצוותיך משפטיך הטובים, לא שבה לנו, ואתה צדיק על כל הבא עלינו, כי אמת עשית ואנחנו הרשענו.
You may be seated. Chazan continues, top of page 464.
אלוהינו ולאבותינו, סלח מחל עוונותינו ביום הכיפורים הזה, ויעטה לנו בתפילתנו, מחי והעבר פשענו מנגד עיניך, וחוב יצרנו להשתבן לך, והכנע ערפנו לשוב אליך, לחדש תלותינו לשמור פקודך, ומולד לבבינו ליבוא ליראה את שמך, ככתוב בתורתך. ומל אדוני אלוהיך את לבבך ויד לבב זרעך, ויעבד אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך למען חייך. מה נאמר לפניך יושב מרום, ומה נספר לפניך שוכן שחקים, הלא כל הנסתרות והנגלות אתה יודע.
Page 465, we read that together in English. You know the mysteries of the universe as well as the secrets of every mortal. You search the deepest recesses of the human soul and probe all our thoughts and motives. Nothing escapes you. Nothing is concealed from you. Therefore, may it be your will, Lord our God and God of our ancestors, to forgive all our sins, to pardon all our iniquities, and to grant us atonement for all our transgressions. Please rise as we do the Al-Chay, page 466.
Al-Chay shechatan lefanecha b'imutz halev, Al-Chay shechatan lefanecha b'vitoi shabbatayim.
And in English on the top of the page, we have sinned against you by hardening our hearts, and we have sinned against you by speaking perversely, and we have sinned against you publicly and privately, and we have sinned against you by corrupt speech, and we have sinned against you by evil thoughts, and we have sinned against you by insincere confession, and we have sinned against you intentionally and unintentionally, and we have sinned against you by desecrating your name. For all these sins, O God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, grant us atonement. We have sinned against you by foolish talk together, and we have sinned against you knowingly and unknowingly, and we have sinned against you by bribery, and we have sinned against you by slander. We have sinned against you in eating and drinking, and we have sinned against you by false pride. For all these sins, O God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, grant us atonement. And we have sinned against you by wanton glances, and we have sinned against you by effrontery, and we have sinned against you by perverting justice, and we have sinned against you by envy. We have sinned against you by being stubborn, and we have sinned against you by tale-bearing. We have sinned against you by causeless hatred, and we have sinned against you by confusion of values. For all these sins, O God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, grant us atonement. May be seated. Page 470. The Chazan will do the first three verses and we'll answer in Hebrew, Hu Ya'anenu, and then we'll do responsibly in English.
Mishan ale Avram Avinu Bahar HaMoriah.
Hu
Mishan
Ya'anenu.
ale Yitzchak Manu Kishenakar Ad Gev HaMizbeach.
Hu
Mishan
Ya'anenu.
ale Yaakov Beveit El.
Hu Ya'anenu. As God answered Abraham our father on Mount Moriah, and his son Isaac when bound upon the altar, so may God answer us.
As God answered Jacob in Bethel, and Joseph unjustly imprisoned in Egypt, so may God answer us.
As God answered our ancestors at the sea, and Moses in the wilderness of Horeb, so may God answer us.
As God answered Aaron,
Bearing an
offering.
Pinchas.
In us we fought for the right, so may God answer us.
As God answered Joshua in Gilgal, and Shmuel in Mitzpah, so may God answer us.
As God answered David and Solomon in Jerusalem, Elijah on Mount Carmel, and Elisha in Jericho, so may God answer us.
As God answered Jonah inside the fish, and Hezekiah in his illness, so may God answer us.
As God answered
Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah.
thrown into the fiery furnace, so may God answer us.
As God answered Daniel in the lion's den, and Mordecai and Esther in Shushan, so may God answer us.
As God answered Ezra in exile,
And all the righteous, the faithful, and the upright,
so may God answer us.
Please rise as we're going to open the ark. Yes. Open the ark for Avinu Malkeinu, page 472.
Avinu Malkeinu chatanu lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have sinned before you.
Avinu Malkeinu en lanu melech elata.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have no sovereign but you.
Avinu Malkeinu achazirenu b'tshuva shleima lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, help us to return to you fully repentant.
Avinu Malkeinu chadesh aleinu shana tova.
Avinu Malkeinu, grant us a good new year.
Avinu Malkeinu shelach refuah shleima lecholei yamecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, send complete healing for our afflicted.
Avinu Malkeinu afarhat sador aveinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, frustrate the designs of our adversaries.
Avinu Malkeinu zachrenu b'zichron tov lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, remember us favorably.
Avinu Malkeinu chadveinu b'sefer chayim tovim.
Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of goodness.
Avinu Malkeinu chadveinu b'sefer gula b'Yeshua.
Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of redemption.
Avinu Malkeinu chadveinu b'sefer parnasah v'chalkala.
Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of sustenance.
Avinu Malkeinu chadveinu b'sefer zechuyot.
Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of merit.
Avinu Malkeinu chadveinu b'sefer slicha u'mechila.
Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of forgiveness. Silently to the bottom of the page.
Avinu Malkeinu, Naseh leman chayim lo lemanenu Avinu Malkeinu Chaneinu Baneinu Avinu Malkeinu Chaneinu Baneinu Ki ein banu masim Aseh imanu Tzedaka b'chesed Aseh imanu Tzedaka b'chesed Ve'hoshienu Avinu Malkeinu Chaneinu Baneinu Avinu Malkeinu Chaneinu Baneinu Ki ein banu masim Aseh imanu Tzedaka b'chesed Aseh imanu Tzedaka b'chesed Ve'hoshienu
May be seated. Kaddish Shalom, page 476.
Yikra v'yikra shemei rabba.
Amen.
V'yalma divrach yirutei, v'yamak malkutei b'chai chorav v'yamechon v'chai kol beit Yisrael. V'galab izman kari v'yimaru.
Amen. Yeheshmei Rabbam Mevarach. Le'alam lo me'yom haya yidvorach.
Barak v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yitruma v'yitnasei v'yitadav v'yitlav v'yitlav shmei kudusha.
Richu.
Le'la le'la mikol v'chata b'shirata tush v'chata v'nakmata dam yiram v'yama v'yimru.
Amen.
Kabel Salodonabot on the Chayisra Kataba on the Vishmaya Vimru.
Amen.
Heshlam Rabba Mitchemaya Vachaimalay Velkoisra Vimru.
Amen.
O Sesh Shalom Bimroma, who ya Sesh Shalom, a lady Velkoisra Vimru.
Amen. We rise for the Aleinu, page 478. Aleinu l'shavei achladom ha'chola tehillah yosef reishit shelo asan k'nei haratzot elo samanu b'mishpachot ha'adama shelo sam elkeinu chaim legor aleinu k'chol hamonam v'nachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim l'fnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu.
Yom HaChut shekahila me'atim loch b'chavol, kagadom adonotach, Adonai imloch, le'olam va'ed b'nema, Adonai le'melech al kol haaretz, b'yom hahu yeh Adonai echad, u'shema
May be seated. And now we remember the yortzites for this week. Israel Barr, Eleanor Brody, Charles Brown, Saul Bookbinder, Mayor Denenberg, Bertha DeSatnik, Herman David Ginsburg, Calvin Goldberg, Abraham Harris, Norman Horwitz, Fred Kaufman, Harold Krinsky, Allison Kuhn, Bessie Celia Kuhn, Cantor Sam Pesarov, Ann Salkovitz, Isidore Zunick. Any other yortzites for this week? No. In solemn testimony to the unbroken faith which links the generations of the house of Israel, those who mourn now rise to sanctify your name. Monas Kaddish is on page 482. Yit Gadal v'Yit Gadash Shemei Rabbah. Bialma Divra Kirute v'Yamlich Malchute V'Chayechon Uvyomechon Uv'Chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Uvizman Kariv v'Yamru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Li'Olam Umeo Maya. Yit Barach v'Yishtabach v'Yitpa'ar v'Yitramam v'Yitnaseh v'Yitadar v'Yitdaleh v'Yitalal Shmei Dekucha Le'ela, Le'ela, Mikol, Birchata, V'Shirata, Tushbachata, V'Nechamata, Da'amiram B'Alma, V'Yamru, Amen. Yehei Shlomo Rabba, Min Shemaya, V'Chaim, Aleinu, V'Yalkol, Yisrael, V'Yamru, Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Mamav, Hu Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu, V'Yalkol, Yisrael, V'Yamru, Amen. Amen. And now we do the Psalm of the penitential season. Page 484, we'll do that silently. Once again, Monas Kaddish, those observing Yortzeit. Page 482. Yit Gadal v'Yit Gadash Shemei Rabbah. Bialma Divra Kirute v'Yamlich Malchute B'Chayechon Uvyomechon Uv'Chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Uvizman Kariv v'Yamru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'Olam Umeo Maya. Yit Barak v'Yishtabach v'Yitpa'ah v'Yitramam v'Yitnaseh V'Yadar, V'Yatalev, V'Yatalal, Shemei Dekucha, Barichu, Le'ela, Le'ela, Mikol, Birchata, V'Shirata, Tushbachata, V'Nechamata, Da'amiran, V'Yalma, V'Yamru, Amen. Yehei Shlomo Rabba, Min Shemaya, V'Chaim, Aleinu, V'Yalkol, Yisrael, V'Yamru, Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Mamav, Hu Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu, V'Yalkol, Yisrael, V'Yamru, Amen. Have you seen? Now I call up Adele once again for a few brief announcements.
Services begin tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Junior congregation will be downstairs beginning at 10. There will be services for children kindergarten through 4th grade, teens, and babysitting. All begin at 10 o'clock. And we wish everyone an easy fast.
Now conclude our service with the Yigdal, page 486.
Yigdal Elohim Chai ve'yishtabach nimsa v'yehnei el metziuto echad ve'yachid ve'yichudo ne'lam v'gam ein sof le'yachduto
wait for the crowd to, we got to look at the Torah reading. So, oh, I was looking for this. All right, so listen. What are you reading? Which one? Solution? Big now. So, Torah service. Yes, so it's Torah service. Blessings at the hotel. Yom Kippur. What'd you say, 3? 3? Rakah? No. It is from, so it's from Leviticus 16, 1, yes, it's from 16 verse 1 through 34. So it should be mine. I believe it's no, it's, I think it's about no comment on that. Yes.
Alan, do you need a hand putting the Holocaust story away?
Where do you put the Holocaust? Hope I didn't get out.
Is this for remark?
Yes. Yes, I left them here. Get Vayikra. Chapter 9.
Alan likes what? Alan likes it.
Yeah. Yes. So it's
Where's the big? Turn what?
no, it's not. Leviticus 16.
Never kept my hands up as I touched it.
6 Akarimo. 16 1 through 4. 1 through. So this is it. Says Synagogue. Okay, yeah.
You need a hand from
So it's 16, 1 through 34. 1 through 34. You have
After the words?
You have the third Aliyah.
Yeah.
They did a nice job at the service.
David said that's regular high holiday for I love that guy with his face.
Yes. Where they get that guy? He might have been from the Baptist Church, Ebenezer Baptist. I would say we're here to see Shabbat. He's got a knife. I'm going to ask him to see if I can. Right. Well,
One's Shabbat, one's
chapter 16. 16. 1 through 34, right? Where can I find it? Where you together with Acharemo. Okay. So what has yours begin? I can't see. No. It's going to be another. It's going to be.
here's Shani, here's Shlish.
Yeah, but they're not. That's not the way it works. I don't think that's the way it works. Compare out this.
This is part of it. That's it. No, that's the one before.
Milo.
Yeah,
That's it. So it starts in the middle, verse 12. So, is that right? Okay, so we just wait for
What do you read?
I'm reading, just, when I do Jonah, I do the market of Jonah. Okay. So it's basically an alternative. It's alternative for Mincha. Starts here at 4:30 tomorrow, and then I go right into the market. I go in right as soon as it's 4:30. Mincha just goes right into. As soon as it starts, we go to the Torah service, right? And then, so we're doing the alternate readings on page. The Holiness Code. This is from Kedoshim. And I'm doing.
So it must be. It's not far off in the scroll.
Yeah,
so
19
what
to
do
1.
You scroll ahead.
No, I would say when the rabbi has it marked.
Preset.
I guarantee that he has it marked.
In different scrolls.
No.
With the afternoon one for the
one for, he's got one already. He's got stars on it, guaranteed.
in the same scroll.
No, he probably has the other one for this already.
Okay.
If I know him, he's prepared. So I'm doing the maftir, and then that's from a little after you, Kedoshim, you're going to do Jonah, which is that. You have to put the hottest and the longest one at the end of Yom Kippur when we go from there. No, it's just such torturous, man. When you think about it, why can't they do Jonah at the beginning of Rosh Hashanah? When we're reading. But anyway, I don't mind doing that. It's kind of like Richard. Yeah, that's what we're doing for years. So, the reason I'm waiting is because I would like to get the rabbi over here. So, also it's on Shabbat, this is the 4th, but this is the 3rd. Yeah, but how do we know?
Can I do it here?
No, we could do it here.
Then we look at
But, see, I don't... So you can eliminate Shabbat and Maftir.
Right. So it's,
You can eliminate that and this.
so, you want to start with this one?
No, I don't. This is close. This middle. That's in the middle.
Oh, this is not.
That's not it. It's in the middle.
In the middle?
Yeah, we're in the middle. So this, look at this. See, but this is at the end. We're at the end. Feel this. We're at the end. We're reading. Oh, don't take it off. Let's try this one. And no. That's not it. It's got to be that one. Maybe. Let's see what this starts here. Yep. Or you know, that's it. He did it. You are like You are like a genius. You're a genius. It's in the middle of, which way it's in the middle of the tower? Middle of the tower. Okay, so, the cop below. Break. The cop, you don't, the cop.
That's part of it. It starts a little higher.
The cop. לא יכפר אחרון את ההפקה שלא יכפר בעדו ועד ולקח מלוא.
There's not even a slope. You can't even see the end of the sentence.
ולקח מלוא התחתה. Let me look here while you do it. Oh, do it. Okay, wait a second again. Ready? No. Hafna. Not the end of sentence. Yeah. Oh, that's right. The words seem totally different than she was studying. Right? Yeah. This is like I guess. What's that? It's not up. Caveman, really. Caveman. It's close. Yes, sir. It's not right. I'm losing my nose because of it's fine. Yeah, a lot. There's a lot of poets. Yes. Curtain. Yeah. Really, they're poet. Yes. They're poet. Next sentence. Me too more. Right, very good. Right here, right here.
Yeah, no. I went back and
Kachal.
call.
The whole nation of Israel, Kachal Yisrael,
Yeah.
whole congregation, and that's how it ends. Uva'ar kol kach. Let's do it again. Do it from the start. Do it again. You got it down pretty good.
Yeah, I just don't have the notes.
Okay,
That's
so
what happens every day.
yeah, it's hard because this is the words are close together here. The other Torah is a little easier, you know. This is harder. This is harder because it's small letters. Okay, but the cop.
Yeah.
I left it up here when they did the Torah.
You guys do the Holocaust tour away, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Oh wait, where are you? Sorry. In the car. Stop it again. Hafnam. Hafnam. Ketorah Samin. Drugs. Maybe like the house of the house. Oh, okay.
Is that Kisei or
He said Kisa. Kisa. It's not really. Yeah, it's not the sit. Okay. Natan and Hakatoret.
Are we at Mifnei Adonai V'Chisa, Anan HaKatoret?
Yes, the Natan and Hakatoret.
That's where I was.
Yes.
Anan et HaKatoret, Asher.
No, Hakatoret al Aish. You had trouble with it before. This when you put out this. Et Hakatoret al Ha'aish.
HaKatoret et HaKatoret Asher.
Ha'aish.
No, you went up a lot.
Oh, I did? Where are you?
Anan HaKatoret
Oh.
et HaKatoret
Okay.
Asher.
Ha'idut v'lo yamut.
And it rhymes.
Yes, okay, that's a good way to.
That's the way to remember.
I look at it. Hey, Richie. Yeah. Can I get to the where the Holocaust Torah goes? Are the people in the way where the Holocaust Torah goes?
Yeah.
Are the people still standing out there?
People still there.
I'll wait another minute. I don't want to get in. People are over there. We'll start again. You are reading from the Torah? Yeah. Third Aliyah. I think. Huh?
I'll be back there.
The host has left the conference. The conference is about to end. Your call will be disconnected.